This is world and Olympic all-around champion Paul Ham performing a couple of double layouts during a training session on the weeks previous to the 2004 Olympic Games. Notice the attention to each detail right from the moment he steps in. Now look at the tremendous speed and power he generates from his run, hurdle, and basic tumbling. Check the same pass with some still frames to highlight a few technical points. Fast moving up and forward 2 legs bent hurdle. Deep hollow round off hands to feet turnover. He uses a wider arms handspring, but this frame was frozen at the point of his maximum elbows flex. That obviously was minimum, as part of one of the quickest world's hands to feet turnover for the rebound onto the double layout. Arm setup beginning the double layout with a tight arch body shape. Arms opening in a more sideways fashion to bring them down close to the center of mass. Some of the greatest tumblers are able to rebound and round off back handsprings very quick and with very short feet ground support times, usually 120 milliseconds or less. Paul begins contact with the front of the feet, and with minimum heel contact he is already pushing off the floor through the balls of his feet. Check this incredibly quick action in the side view on his double layout arm motions. To learn full-in back-outs, the gymnast must first know how to perform a single open tuck full with good height and rotation. A second effective step is to perform 1 1/4 open tuck falls landing on the back on a resi mat. The gymnast must show good technical awareness of the skill's actions and good air sense and control on the flat back landing. After mastering the timers, the athletes must follow a complete pit progression beginning the training of the whole skill to loose foam pits, and as each step becomes proficient, adding raised layers of soft mats. When the gymnasts are mentally, physically, and technically ready, they can move the skill to soft mats on the regular floor and receive some spot until they are very consistent and confident with the skill. One of the best approaches for a back tuck full out is to perform the cruise technique. The gymnast sets up for a strong open tuck rotation with a straight back position and close to the first half of the somersault initiates a quarter turn twist. That is already completed by the end of the first somersault. With his eyes already establishing visual contact with the ground, the athlete finishes with a Barani action technique. Check some still frames of the back tuck full out. Open tuck with straight back for more effective twisting mechanics. The body is starting the cruise quarter turn. The gymnast continues to complete the first somersault with a quarter turn. Going into the second somersault, his sight is already on the ground to complete the Barani out. To start twisting double tucks, the gymnast should master fast rotating open double tucks with a straight back. Check again the cruise twisting technique at regular video speed. Successful full-in back-outs require a consistent ability to twist early without killing the somersault rotation. The skill must be learned on a pit. After first mastering the open double tuck, that is also a good warm-up for full-ins. The performer aims for a powerful and fast rotating double back and then uses a regular ground anchor twisting technique. Leaving the floor with a tight arch, the whole body slightly turning in the desired twisting direction, and the arm on the twisting side dropping lower ahead. Then as the somersault rotation and twist are already happening, the gymnast straightens his back to optimize the twist. By the end of the first somersault in a clean cut full in, the twist should be completed. Look now at a couple of fair examples of the full in back out, and how she uses the valid and more common approach of grabbing the hamstring and rounding her back to facilitate the rest of the skill rotation after completing the full twist. This is her last full in back out example in slow motion. Coaches are welcome to study and search for proper technical actions and for less effective motions during the whole tumbling pass. She completed her full in earlier than the previous male gymnast and she has already rounded her back and reaching to pull her legs to facilitate the skill's rotation. In this full in back out front view, notice again the hands grabbing the legs after the full twist completion to assist pulling them toward the center of mass for rotational momentum. Once more, observe a few full in technical details. Early ground anchored twist, tight arch takeoff, arm on the twisting side drops lower first. While the full twist is being completed on the first somersault, the hands reach to grab the legs and pull to help with the rotation. Another critical factor to twist early and still rotate fast is right from the tight arch takeoff to make a powerful hips thrust toward the ceiling. To perform this difficult skill, the gymnast begins twisting once the first layout has already completed a half somersault and is moving past the upside down vertical line. The arm on the twisting side drops lower while the athlete makes a quick change from tight arch to a straight body position to initiate the twist. Excellent basic refinement, air sense, and explosive power are all indispensable components to succeed learning these level of tumbling skills. Poor basics or poor physical preparation may become serious obstacles to master skills such as this one. Here is the tumbling pass again with some still frames showing some critical technical and presentation points. Great gymnasts and coaches pay attention to every little detail. He even points his feet during his hurdle. The double layout takeoff with a quick change to a tight arched position. From this point on, the combined action of the arms with a fast straightening of the body line will help to twist. Notice the left arm lower than the right when the gymnast is beginning to perform a left back twist. By the end of the first somersault, his body is straighter and he has performed half twist. With 3/4 of a somersault to go, he has 1/4 twist left to complete a full. The whole full twist is completed and the gymnast must prepare for his landing. This is the slow motion video of the double layout full out with some extra still frames. Check how hurdles to maintain horizontal momentum don't just travel up, but up and forward. Also check the deep hollow round off flying phase during the hands to feet body turnover. The center of mass behind the feet support for back handsprings. The shoulder angle open on the handspring tight arch first flying phase. Tight arch and shoulders angle open when ground contact begins. Deep hollow again while turning over from hands to feet. Quick body change to a tight arch during the takeoff. First half layout still on tight arch. Arm on the twisting side lower and closer to the center of mass. One somersault completed, body aiming to be as straight as possible. The gymnast just needs a 1/4 twist and he has 3/4 of the somersault to go. Most of the twisting is completed and the gymnast's focus is on preparing the landing. Watch now a younger gymnast training the double layout full out onto a loose foam pit. Notice how the round off hands placement is never with the two hands at the same time, which forces different errors that slow down the speed and damage the tumbling power. The correct round off hand placement is one after another reaching forward to keep horizontal momentum, but without diving, which hurts the round off turnover speed. Learning the basic cruise on the trampoline eventually can be very useful to perform certain back tumbling twisting skills, and horizontal bar back dismounts and releases like the Gaylords, the Coleman, etc. These are a few cruise progressive steps that gymnasts can master under the careful supervision of a professional coach. The athletes must know how to perform a good chest drop first. Notice the correct bent knees on a chest drop, which when straightened combined with the arms push off the trampoline bed, helps the gymnast to turn over and stand up the body in one single unit. The gymnast must also train to establish visual contact with the bed instead of moving the head out. Once the chest drop with 1/4 turn has been mastered, the performers may start learning the basic chest-to-chest cruise. Observe how the gymnast stands up with a straight body and arms down close to the center of mass and moves in a square line. Not at all like a turntable that is a totally different skill. This is the basic cruise action to master with less advanced gymnasts. Only higher level athletes should move to the next steps when they have proven to their coaches a solid understanding and consistent performance of the basic cruise. Coaches are responsible for their gymnast safety, and only coaches can decide who is ready to move on to the more complex drills and skills. A cruise over to the back requires fair height and rotation to avoid under-rotating the skill. Afterwards, a back layout to chest drop connected to the cruise is another step to understand twisting mechanics with good ground visual orientation. Then a late half turn may be added and eventually an earlier biryani out to land on the feet, and progressively other more complex variations. The back tuck double-double requires an early ground anchored twist, which aims to achieve a 1 1/4 twist during the first somersault. From there, the gymnast continues the cruise for the remaining 3/4 twist, establishing ground visual contact and a biryani out to finish the skill. After a powerful run and round-off back handspring tight arch takeoff, the gymnast drops the right arm lower first for a right back twisting technique. The open tuck somersault with a straighter back aims for 1 1/4 twist during the salto. The skill continues with a biryani out. Notice again the straighter back and that there is no legs grabbing during the double-double. Although every gymnast may make some minor personal adjustments to different skills, there are patterns of motions that are stable features of any fair skill performance. As an example, check once more how these two different body type gymnasts both perform the double-double with 1 1/4 twist or more during the first somersault, and how both of them twist with a straighter back, not a very round one. The X-out is like a tuck kick-out, but with a fast open legs face before closing the legs for the landing. This backer roll to handstand is a helpful drill for the X-out. This is another drill to get used to kick-out to a quick straddle position. Speeding up the tumbling and rotating fast facilitates a good extended X-out without having to pike down for the landing. This X-out has a very nice extension. This first example shows a whip to a regular back layout with open split legs in the air and a step-out landing. Now in this switch leg back layout, the legs split earlier, switch in the air, and come together again for the landing. Again, a layout step with the legs very wide apart and a landing on one foot with a leg bent to avoid hurting the knee, and a layout with quick switch legs in the air and a landing on 2 feet. This is one drill for the switch leg layout. Jump, switch the legs in the air, and bring them back together for the landing. In this next drill, the athlete practices switching the leg as wide as possible while upside down in a handstand. The gymnast must bring the feet up quickly, but without also moving the hips up too strong, so the body does not rotate very fast around. Then extend the hips open to land on the hands and move down to prone support. Feet up, hips down, and open hips up before floor contact to slow down the landing. In these examples of a tuck double-double, notice how the twist requires a straighter body position. For regular tuck double and triple somersaults without a twist, the back is round and the knees come a lot closer to the chest. Double doubles are performed with an anchored twisting action. Observe how the twist is started. The right arm comes down first for a twist to the right. The back is straight and the hips are open during the twist. For full-in double layouts and double-double layouts, the gymnasts must straighten their bodies quickly after taking off and maintaining quick rotational momentum. The gymnast must tumble fast and quickly turn over from the hands to the feet to achieve the rotational speed needed. In order to perform back double-double layouts, the gymnast must know how to twist early without hurting the rotational speed. For a double-double layout, the athlete usually accomplishes a 1.5 twist during the first somersault and the last half during the second somersault. To prepare for the layout double-double, the gymnast will benefit greatly from mastering full-in double layouts like in this example.